Instead of this stingy like thorns, this lightning striking storms, barbed wire kind of energy, it becomes this more like smooth, viscous flow of maybe like lava or something. All right, hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Flow of Consciousness YouTube channel. I just got home back in Belgium and I wanted to use this opportunity to talk about the importance of a home. And I know that some of you who are watching this might not really have a home or don't feel welcome at home, and I want to express my sympathy for you if you don't have one. And I want to invite you to at least try to create a home for yourself somewhere. Because being able to feel at home somewhere where you can recharge, where you can reconnect, where you can feel comfortable, where you can feel safe, where you can feel like you know the environment. We as human beings, we are explorers, but we also need a place that we know, where you can rest. Because otherwise, we're constantly looking for potential danger. And in a home, it's safe because you grew up there, you know the place. And of course, if you didn't have a good childhood or if you grew up in a dysfunctional home, it's more difficult. And I understand that. And I want to express my sympathy and my understanding if you never had the opportunity to grow up in a functional family where you could feel safe. However, I still believe that you can create this space for yourself. You can look for a place where you feel comfortable and you want to spend enough time there so your system can settle into the environment. Your system has the time to know that it's safe, to know that there is no threat. And then you can fully recharge, you can fully focus on allowing yourself to settle into the environment, and then you can rejuvenate. This experience for me is very profound right now because I've been on the road for almost a year now. It's been a year, more than a year, that I was properly home. And as soon as I came home, I understood that, wow, I feel so good here. It's a place that I have so many memories. It's a place that I can feel safe. I know the house and everything feels familiar. Everything feels like I know it. Even though I haven't spent a year, like it's been a year since I was here, still everything, the table is the same, my room is the same, everything feels familiar, and it allows your system to just relax into the environment. I feel like it's a very healing, rejuvenating experience. So wherever you are in the world, if you are traveling or not, if you actually have a home, I think it's very important to pay attention to the environment that you live. It's part of your soul, part of your spirit, part of your energy body, part of your emotional body, part of the whole field of energy that is running through you. It's running through the fabric. It's part of the fabric of your body, of your whole system. And making sure that you feel good in your home, that you feel comfortable, that you have this sense of belonging, then you can always return back to that place when you feel like you need some stability. I have been on the road for such a long time. I talked about this in another video, 5 things I wish they told me before I started traveling. You can go check that out if you want to learn more. But one of the things I came to realize the older I get, the more experience traveling I acquire, is that eventually you want to find a stable place. You want to have a home. You want to have an environment where you can relax into. You can feel safe. You can feel comfortable. And yes, it's important to get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to stay in your home forever and ever. You want to leave the home, right? You want to go explore. You want to expose yourself to different environments, challenges, all kinds of stressors that will shape your character. I think it's very important that you do that. And it can be anything, right? It can be social environments, it can be challenges, it can be anything. Go to a place you feel a little bit afraid of visiting and go there anyway. You will have a very profound experience. I can assure you that. And of course, you don't want to go to, I don't know, a war zone or whatever, but maybe if you're afraid of going to a bar, or if you're afraid to go to sports events or a networking event or whatever, maybe give it a shot, maybe give it a try and expose yourself to environments where you don't feel safe. So you can learn to navigate these situations, and then you can take that experience with you and go back home, and then in this calm, peaceful environment, you can reflect, you can learn, you can integrate the experience, and you will feel that because of the safe environment, you are much more able to settle into the experience. You can really extract the most valuable lessons or the most valuable experiences from the getting out of your comfort zone. But you want to be able to return back to the base, you know? If you're constantly in a state where you're outside your comfort zone, where is the ground beneath your feet? Where is the base? You're floating. You're floating in this endless stream of discomfort. And you want to ground yourself in a solid base, in a place where you can really feel home. The feeling, the sense of feeling home, it's a beautiful sensation. And I can really feel it when I'm away from home for such a long time and I come back. It's like, home. Wow, home. Wow. Incredible sensation, incredible experience. And I think it's important that you find this home for yourself, that you find it, that you create it, or that you don't forget about it. And it's a reminder to myself, right? I'm not saying you should. It's more that I have to remind myself that home is really important. You can't underestimate the importance of it for recharging, rejuvenating, feeling like you belong, feeling like you belong somewhere. It's an incredible feeling. I think the older I get, and I'm not saying that I'm old, but the older I get, the more I come to appreciate things like this, stable relationships, stable home. You know, it sounds boring. When you're young, it's like, so stupid, all this stable stuff. I want unstable stuff. I want crazy experiences, that's all I care about, right? But you will probably reach a point where you start to value stability more and more. And I can definitely envision myself finding a place to live and just spending my days there reading books, practicing the piano, listening to the birds, being in the nature, enjoying the sunshine, and just be, right? Be comfortable enough out of the comfort zone stuff. At some point, you want to accept that right now I feel good, I feel comfortable, and there is no need anymore to get out of my comfort zone constantly. In your 20s, I think, do it. Go out there. Really. Taste the world. Put yourself in difficult situations. And even until your 30s, maybe 40s, you wanna keep pushing yourself. But you will see that you will start to value stability and comfort more and more. And not necessarily like material comfort, more like a mental peace, comfort, mental peace. Not this restlessness, not this constant restlessness. And it's like I say, like I believe that there's this arc in your life, right? You get born, you go in this expansive mode. You grow up, you learn new things, you know, you learn to walk, you learn to speak, you learn to take care of your own needs, you learn to explore the world, expansion. Then at some point you reach a point where it like stagnates a little bit and it goes horizontal. And then you start to acquire more maybe knowledge, experience, you mature. There's a maturing process, which keeps it kind of like stable. You're still improving, learning, growing, but it's not at the expansive rate you used to grow when you were younger. And then at some point, it starts to go back down again. It starts to taper again. You have less friends, you want to be less social, you want to be more alone. I think that's how I envision it. You also start to deteriorate physically. Your mental capabilities maybe start to deteriorate, or your body, or it's just aging. It's a deteriorating process, slowly deteriorating. And some people, they can sustain it, maintain it for a long time. They can stay super healthy until they're, I don't know, more than 100 years. But most of us, the natural process is expansion, rejuvenation, stagnation, and then deterioration. I feel that I'm slowly moving into the more like stagnant phase. I don't mean stagnant in the way of you're not evolving anymore. That's not what I'm saying, because I'm still growing tremendously every single day. Everybody is, you know, like even when you're 80, 90, you can still... there was a super interesting story, by the way. Wow, this is a great digression, but anyways, I want to share it, where this lady, I can't remember her name, but she started studying Mesopotamian architecture, archaeology, like the ruins and stuff, and the culture and the history of Mesopotamia. She started studying it with like 80 and she became an expert when she was 90, but she spent 10 years of her life studying the subject. You can become an expert in basically anything if you study it for 10 years, you know, but it's crazy to think about it, that at 80 she decided to study this stuff, and then at 90 she was like a well-renowned expert. People actually contacted her to ask her questions, or to, you know, to consult her expertise. It's amazing. So it's never too late. It's never too late, right? So I'm not saying stagnant in the way that you become stagnant and rigid. Some people do, though. Some people, they get in this conservative, stuck mindset where they're not flexible anymore. They don't grow. I think it's important that you keep an open mind. You keep cultivating your curiosity. You want to stay sharp. You want to stay interested. You want to stay open. But the massive, expensive power that you get born with, it tapers off a little bit. And I think it's great. Like the maturing process, it's great. This increased sense of calm, the less restlessness, you know, the I don't know what to do kind of energy. It becomes this like more like, instead of this stingy like thorns, this lightning striking storms, stingy stuff like barbed wire kind of energy, it becomes this more like smooth, like viscous flow of maybe like lava or something. Hot, still hot. It has a lot of potential, but like more mature, peaceful, slowly moving energy. I like it. So I very much enjoyed that. So the home, the returning to a stable base where you can feel safe, where you can feel like you belong, it's very important. And I experienced this myself today, yesterday. I came back from a very long trip and it feels amazing. So on that note, I want to end this video. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for being brave, for being here. I appreciate you sharing your attention and time with me, and I hope I can be of some value to all of you. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.